My name is Terrence Barkin. I'm the Executive Director of the Graphene Council, and we're hosting today's panel discussion on graphene commercialization and adoption. Today's format is going to be a little bit different in that we're not doing any slide presentations. It's not death by PowerPoint. This is going to be a conversation about graphene commercialization and adoption in all aspects of it. And we've assembled a tremendous panel of experts that cover many different aspects of graphene, from research, standardization, graphene production. We have expert scientists and company founders and managers that are active in the field. So this is a really unique opportunity to bring all this brain power together to discuss this. We have questions from the audience as well that we want to come to. I want to ask Lin Shay about your model, because you're producing your graphene, but then it goes into your fibers, which then goes into other products. And so there's an example of, going up that value chain. Have you considered, selling the graphene material at any point? And I guess, what are some other ways of doing value add, or are you looking at other applications for your material?
Oh, for sure. We started I mentioned, we started in 2009. Actually, it's a coincidence because we have a sister company, which is a solar panel producer. We manufacture solar panels. So in 2009, we started to speak with some of the university who is active in the research of the graphene material. So we're talking about what if graphene can increase the efficiency of solar panel. This is how we started. And because we have another business in the textile, I will go a little bit later to introduce. So in the beginning, yes, to answer your question, Terrence, we wanted to produce just the material. So maybe it took that 2014, we were able to produce just the material. But then we realized we just not really a market for us. It's hard to really scale up. And then we say we actually have this textile background, because for us the most important is one of the most important is the market needs. It has to be sustainable. We can produce tons of graphene, but at the end of the day, if there's no end product, it's not going to sustain for a long run. So what can we do to bring this material to everyone's day-to-day life? And we thought about the textile, and actually, of course, with a lot of help from the researcher, like scientists, and so we kind of tried in the textile. We found those amazing properties like bacteriostatic, like you said, thermal regulation, and odor control. And the whole textile can benefit, from those properties enormously. So again, it took us a really long time to really break through with some companies like those 8 brands. They just had another webinar on the VF Group Contour brands with the Lee jeans and also Graphene X. Averagely would say it takes 2-3 years to work with one company to really develop end products. And in the same time, actually, we have another company who is in the PPE business. And our company is B2B, is not even B2C. We produce safety gloves. What I'm trying to say, it sounds very difficult to really introduce end products as far as according to our experience, in the textile, it takes really long time to educate the users what benefits the graphene can bring to the textile, to the fiber. But at the end of the day, it just takes consistent work. We'll have to just work and get through at a test, find those property and just, educate the end users, because our company for the PPE is B2B. It's very difficult for us, of course, to introduce a new material. But of course, through the years of working and, now if we talk about the PPE business, especially for the safety gloves, actually graphene is really known in our industry. It's very niche industry, but it's quite exciting to see, if you talk about people in the safety businesses, they know what graphene is. That for us is very rewarding, all the work sometimes also takes a lot of patience to really get through. And now the graphene gloves is in the big airlines, like a big automotive industry. They really understand what graphene can do, at least in the safety gloves. And of course, mentioned before with Graphene X and VF Group Contour, and there's more and more products like the jeans and apparel and socks. Those are like we spend really long time to break through and introduce the end products. Again, we feel, again, like I said, I'm more on the commercial side. I'm really fascinated by all the panelists in your background. It's like from the science and, it's really amazing. We can bring all this together. We know it to produce graphene and to really apply those properties in different products. It's a long process. It's not very easy, but I think it just takes a lot of effort and takes patience. Again, the end product, the market needs is still will kind of pull us together, and it has to be sustainable.